And we are live. Recap. You guys killed goblins. You nuked one of them to smithereens. So you've lost a pair of ears there.
I'm sorry.
So right now, you are harvesting ears. Corrin has already gotten the ears off the shaman and got the amulet back from him. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goblins left to harvest.
I'll leave actually, she just kind of calls back to the others, just like, got it. I'll leave the rest to you guys.
Sin, still having his Shadow Blade out and really not wanting to waste that spell slot all the way, gets to work.
Okay.
Cutting off ears. Well, did she say the left or the right ear?
I believe it was just pairs of ears, so both.
Yeah, I'll get both just to be safe.
I almost answered that as a DM, and then I'm like, wait. I'm not helping you. Anyway.
But then as Sin is harvesting the ears, he notices that we're by a river. It's like, hey, isn't there like a moss or something we're supposed to also be looking for by a river? Or by sources of water that makes the health potions?
Jasper's gonna look over to him, but he's kind of got a hand up, like, against his eyes to shield him from seeing him dismembering ears. He's like, oh, yes, we need the bright moss. The bright moss to get health potions. Oh god, the ears, oh. And Jasper's gonna walk over to any wet area where the river is.
Mm-hmm.
About right here.
Okay.
And he gonna look for any bright moss that he can find.
Mm. Go ahead and roll a survival check.
Any survival? I'm not good
First
at that.
roll of the session.
It's a 10.
Well, there's moss. It's a bit sunny.
What is it?
You would recall, because you guys rolled for this last time, bright moss grows where it's dark and damp.
I'm gonna turn back to Sin. He's gonna say, there's nothing here. It has to be in a darker area. Not in a sunny day, Sin, but thank you for reminding me. You know, walk over to Corrin.
Alright.
I got a cracker in my mouth. Ah.
My bad.
Okay.
Gonna say, hey Corrin, good job with that fiery explosion.
There is a burnt to a crisp goblin corpse next to you, Jasper. Keep that in mind.
He's like looking away from it. He's like trying to.
She just.
You can. He's
very
visibly
much.
like my bad.
Very much scratching the back of her head, just like, oh yeah. Apologies for using other measures, but you had to take out the threat of the goblins somehow, and I just didn't realize how potent my flames were at the moment.
Oh no, it's fine. You know, I've had experience with flames. You can see that some of his feathers are a little crispy burnt.
Just some.
Oh.
Okay, a lot.
What happened there?
Oh, you know, just a little bit of a fireball. A little. But I'm alright, you know. No need to worry. Let's just get this and get it over with so we don't have to look at these corpses anymore.
Of course, I understand. I luckily got rid of this one, so all that's left is just dealing with the others. You said you were looking for a moss?
Yes, we're looking for bright moss, but there's none here because it's not shady.
You are in a bright clearing. The
It's-
creek
well-
just runs through a part of the bright clearing. The creek also goes into the dark shadows of the woods. There's also a cave.
Well, well, there we go.
Just
I reckon we'll find what we're looking for down there.
in the cave, but shouldn't we get this back?
Oh, it's a small detour. Besides, I've been in the Underdark. I know my way around the cave or
Yeah,
two.
I was about to joke, say there's a pitfall into the Underdark. You all are suddenly there, and it's going to be an Underdark campaign. No, I'm kidding.
What?
Yeah.
Thank goodness. You know,
I suppose
little
a small.
detour.
If one of you wants to
Yeah.
investigate the cave, you can go ahead and do so.
Let me see what my investigation is.
What is mine?
Not good.
I got a +3. Should I roll it?
Yeah,
The
you
dice
probably
giveth,
should.
the dice taketh away.
Alrighty, let's do this. Okay, 12 plus 3, that's a 15.
Alright, so you're going to walk in?
Yeah.
You walk in, there's like a torch that kind of lights up the area, but it doesn't really light up. It's a basic cave, it doesn't go that deep. It looks like it has some, like a cauldron, some knickknacks, bone charms. This was where the shaman was. Poking around, looking around, you get a general layout. Go ahead and roll a survival.
Oh my god. Okay. What's my survival? Oh, I'm proficient, so that's a 25.
Wow.
All right, so you look, you go past everything, and you can start to hear some water dripping in the furthest part of the cave. And you get closer, and you can notice a faint glow, and you can see that there are some clumps attached to the wall of blue moss that seems to be faintly glowing.
You think this is it?
Yeah,
Like,
it's moss.
I'd be, like,
It's
behind
blue.
you 'cause I
It's
was
glowing.
Glowing.
Matches all the description we were given.
We ought to be careful with this if we want to bring back some suitable samples.
Would I be able to just know it's bright moss? you
That would be a
tested?
nature check if you want to make sure.
Okay, I will nature check that.
Aren't you proficient in herbalism?
Herbalism or just nature in general?
Uh,
Because nature, I'm not.
As the herbalist kit, aren't you proficient in
Yes, I do. Yes, I am.
It's not really an herb though. It would be more of an alchemic ingredient. So yeah, just the basic nature.
Okay. Boom. All of these rolls don't like me. That's a 9.
It's moss. It sure is
It is.
bright. It's pretty. It is moss.
You know,
you
it's
can confirm that.
it's. I believe so. It looks close enough.
Alright,
I
I'm
mean-
gonna.
I
gonna
mean,
try.
I'm familiar with this breed of moss, but I have patched up my own wounds in the Underdark with moss similar color, a little more purple. And I'm pretty sure this is related enough.
I'll try to roll nature. Let's go. Fuck it.
Please roll good.
Guys, I'm not helping. That's a 2 plus 3. That's a 5.
It's
Oh,
moss.
dear.
Maybe it's moss.
It could be moss. It might be a mimic.
Might be a mimic.
Possibly
mimic.
Corin never hung out around the alchemical side of the Mage's Tower.
No, clearly not.
It's something.
Oh, was Serona gonna roll?
Never mind. It's moss.
What did Serona
What did
roll?
you get?
What'd you roll?
It's moss.
What did Anne? Now you gotta tell me. What did you get, Anne?
That was a nat 1.
That's not
First
moss.
roll tonight,
That's
boys.
not moss. That is clearly a
I'm-
poisonous plant.
Just
That
I'm
is-
slowly moving back suspiciously.
While they're messing with the moss, I want to check out what's in the big tent right here. Hopefully something good.
Sure, go ahead.
What do I roll?
Go ahead and roll a. You're looking around a particular area, so I'm going to say investigation.
All right, investigation. Oh wait, we're doing honor rolls. Let's go. Investigation. +3. 13.
There again, it's a really rugged bed, kind of like tossed together. There's some pelts and whatnot. You do manage to find a small little chest.
Oh, hello.
It's a bit cracked, it's a bit rusty, it's a bit old. Probably something they pilfered off of somewhere. Who knows how fucking old it is. Maybe it's storage, or maybe there's something in it. The chest is not locked, though.
He opens it.
You would find inside 20 gold pieces.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
He pockets it.
And as well, there's like some half-rusted weapons off to the side. There's some like skulls of various humanoids and monsters just scattered about as trophies that this goblin chief probably kept.
Oh.
Yippee! Tetanus!
Good grief. Alright,
I'm gonna have Lena kind of meet up with Jasper and Corin to see if
so
they're
it's
doing
moss,
anything okay.
it's maybe moss, and it's a poisonous plant. That's what you're walking up to. So you can see all of them just staring at this glowing blue
As
moss.
she's walking up, Jasper's gonna be like grabbing it with his hands, stuffing it into like jars from his herbalism kit.
Is everything alright over here?
Trying to
Oh, yeah.
identify if.
I am just going to go this way and just walking away from the cave, not wanting to touch the quote-unquote poison.
It's blue, it's definitely dangerous.
May I take a look? I want to have Lena do a nature roll to see if this is actually poisonous.
Okay.
Or if it's
Yeah,
actually the damn
please.
moss that they're looking for.
I
please
swear to
help.
God, if you all roll low on this.
Okay. Do not fucking so nature roll.
You got this.
8, 9. I got 11.
It's moss that glows.
God damn
God
it.
damn.
What the fuck is these rolls?
Cinderman, you gotta come over here, man. You gotta come over here, man.
Lena is just looking at
Hold
the
on,
jar.
Give me just a sec.
Lena is just looking at this jar
My
in
sides hurt.
Jasper's hands, wings,
You're lucky.
other things,
You're lucky,
whatever it is.
Cindermag. You got Cindermag, you got gold and tetanus, and then we're just sitting over here staring at blue moss.
What's
You
going
got
on? Yeah,
golden tetanus.
yeah.
Oh, you
I said, that is definitely the moss we're looking for.
Oh, you want a closer look? And he's gonna like push the jar towards Lena.
Thank you. And she kind of like moves and lets it hold it up to Sin. Like, here, you can take a look.
I mean, are you gonna make like Sin is already 100% positive that this is what we're looking for?
Don't you love that confidence?
Why don't you roll
One
and
day
find
we're
out?
gonna feed the entire party
Please.
poisonous berries out of this confidence.
Okay,
Why
what do I
don't
roll?
you roll with nature?
Nature roll.
That's a 14.
It's bright moss.
Please, thank you.
Thank God.
At this point, Corin just let Jasper handle the bright moss as she goes over and just comforts Sorona. Doesn't really know how to, like, quote unquote comfort. She just kind of pats on the head.
What?
Jasper's just putting it into jars
What are you doing?
as much as he can.
Trying to comfort.
No need for comfort. Just wasn't sure if that was what. I was sure if that was what we need, or that's some sort of poison that none of us are familiar with.
Well, we were all just a little confused. Brain's a bit rattled after combat, you know.
Fair enough.
All right.
Although with that gathered, you think we're ready to head on out?
I think so, unless we need to any more ears or
I mean, you still got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of ears you need to collect on top of the 2 you already collected.
Tin, could you please? I'm not.
I'm back.
particularly-
What I missed?
Oh.
I'm sorry.
You gotta collect more ears.
Yes.
You need to collect the other 5 goblin ears.
Nah. You all see him like pull out his shadow blade again as he goes back for the other ears.
Jasper's gonna turn
Leap.
around.
Lena just kind of trying to hide her face all with her hair, like I'm not watching this. No.
Why
I'm
are
just
so
gonna
many of
go
you so skittish?
It is the strangest darn thing. And guys,
Okay.
creatures in this plane bleed red. Most of the stuff in the astral plane bleeds blue and purple. One of them bled yellow for some reason.
Deanna, would it be possible to have Lena look in one of the smaller tents to see if there's anything in there?
Sure, go ahead and roll an investigation.
Alright, where's my investigation? Okay, do not hate me, love me tonight, or I will scream. 13.
13, you go inside, you can rummage through, and you see a little pouch inside or 2 silver pieces.
Oh! Lena sees the pieces, and she takes that along with the pouch.
Okay. It's a little, like, just patched up pouch. Who knows where it came from. There's some stains on it. Can't really tell what the stains are.
I could probably wash this up and maybe resew some new patches on it, but it looks pretty good. She then goes over to Sin, and she gives him one of the silver pieces that she found. Like, I know you're working on getting the goblin ears, but I thought you could take one of these pieces.
Sin, who has already secretly pocketed some gold, he's like puts his hand up, like, no, it's this isn't really a job a lady should be doing anyway, so keep it.
Oh, shit.
Also, look away as he picks up the next goblin.
Alright, well, there's 2 other tents if you guys want to explore them.
I'll take a tent.
Alright.
I'll also take a tent.
Alright. You get a tent, and you get a tent. Alright, Corin, go ahead and roll first.
Alright, what's my investigation? Not bad. That's a 17.
17, you go through and you can find rummaging through this one, you can find a silver amulet, just a basic silver amulet, and you can find 2 gold pieces.
Ah, something to sell.
Alright, and it's,
He just takes it.
alright, and, Sorona has the last tent.
Yep.
Alright, go ahead, investigation.
14.
Going through, you find a pouch. It contains 1 gold piece and about 20 copper pieces.
Sweetness.
Alright, and Sin, because you're the one who's gathering all the ears, it would seem, go ahead and mark in your inventory just for the sake of the party. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pairs of goblin ears. If you don't mind.
I
Wait,
got
7.
You, I got you.
The shaman?
Oh, I got the shaman's one.
Okay,
so...
then 6 for
6.
you. Corin, you have 1 pair of goblin ears in your inventory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and with that, the encampment or what's left of it anyway, seems pretty much pillaged. Unless you want to do something with the war corpse.
Sin, after getting all the dirty work done, but it's not a physical object because in just like a blade of energy because he doesn't have any blood splattered on him other than like a little bit on his hands. But then he looks at the goblin camp and is like, I've come across Nerf Medlin bandits before, and something like this is not really a whole base. It's more like a small little outpost or something. You guys might think there might be something bigger, like a bigger goblin tribe or something, than this.
I mean, it's possible, but not sure if we all want to go investigate that.
He kind of just shrugs, like, if the problem arises, it'll come to us.
Fortunately, yeah, probably will.
Alright, so you guys gonna stay, or are you gonna start heading back towards the town?
Sin is going to wash his hands in the river while he waits for everybody else to pack up to get ready.
Alright.
Okay. Seems like we're all ready to go. How about the rest of you?
I'd say we could have him now.
I think
Simply
so.
we
We're all
leave the
good.
better.
Agreed.
Might have to camp out at least once on our way back, but that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, we've done it before. We've done it before. I mean, I don't see why we can't do it again.
Okay. So you guys can go ahead and set your course back to the town. Someone roll a D100 for weather.
Ooh,
Uh,
I want.
Who gonna take it?
I'll
do
do a
it.
D100 for the weather.
Wait, I want to do it. Okay.
You can roll for tomorrow's weather.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh!
Oh.
Alright.
Oh!
You might be setting up camp a lot faster than you thought.
Oh no.
So as you guys are fighting, clouds had started to roll in, and you know how like you can smell rain before it starts to happen?
Oh!
Yeah.
That scent starts to build, and you can hear at first the distant sounds of thunder. But
Now,
then,
what in the blazes is going on over there?
And with that, the sky opens up, and it just starts pouring rain.
That's called
What
a
in the
thunderstorm,
blazes is
Sim.
going?
It's called a storm.
Oh no!
It's raining
He hasn't
hard.
seen rain
Oh,
before! Oh no!
Why is there water coming from the sky? What is going on? Is this a natural occurrence?
grab-
Did we piss off a god?
We
gonna
if
grab
we
his
need to
shoulders.
find some. We need to find some sort of
Okay,
quickly.
Sin, this is normal.
This is normal, and you
Is it
live
normal?
here, and you live on the surface willingly.
Are you?
Yes?
This is a natural occurrence. This is what helps us keep our crops growing, so we can have food.
Keeps us
Okay,
alive, Sin.
okay, that makes sense if it's to keep the crops growing. But why is it not just over where the crops are? Why is it over us? We're not crops.
Considering how large these storms are, these are literally miles upon miles if you were to go up into the sky itself. We sadly don't have a choice, but it does help everywhere, not just particular places.
Wait, I'm sorry. This occurrence right here is spanning miles and miles, and this happens normally.
Yes.
Then why is the world not flooded yet?
Well, it's not like it happens all the time. It's a case of sometimes it could happen for an hour or so. Sometimes it might take a couple days, but never long enough that the entire world gets flooded.
Okay, fun fact, one time we got a person killed in like the second session because one of us rolled weather and a tornado sucked them into the sky.
Oh
Rip.
Oh, that would have happened if I rolled a 2.
And I was the one who
Don't
rolled for
jinx
weather.
that.
2
Okay.
for tornado.
Okay, so you're telling me that these the white the gray white things the fog whatever up there
Clouds.
can,
The
can
clouds.
ramp
coming.
They're clouds.
cloud. Okay, they're called clouds. Yes, they pour down water. Yes.
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 Okay, what else comes down from the sky that I should know about?
So lightning strikes
Well,
a
it
tree
doesn't close-
nearby.
Oh,
Well,
Right, Jasper.
We should
well, if
probably
it's
go
cold
to-
enough, that rain can become hail or even snow. There's
Okay.
also lightning
Okay.
to be worried about.
Okay, yes, I know how water freezes and everything. But what was that?
That was lightning.
lightning.
The tree just got
Lightning.
struck by
Lightning.
yeah, that.
That's
Um,
natural as well.
Unfortunately,
And
We're
you're
supposed to-
okay with that?
not really, but we find ways to work. Although to
Not
be
like
fair,
we have
there
a
is-
choice, really.
and to be fair, there is the worst that can come down.
What else could come down that's worse than a freaking bulgy?
So then the sky. I'm kidding.
Just okay. Imagine if the air itself starts to spin and takes up everything like a vacuum.
It could pick up.
What?
It could pick up. It could possibly pick up a little owl bear.
It is
Fling it.
not always. It's not always. In fact, it's quite rare and for most places, but that is quite dangerous, and we do what we can to bunker down, as it were, to before it passes by. It's nature's quite interesting, to put it lightly.
Are you gonna
I
be
thought-
alright, Sid?
You see, like he has his hat like pulled down on his head and like his arms like tucked in his poncho, trying to like stay as dry as he can. He's like, I think I'll manage, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna like whatever sky god exists.
Perhaps we should really quickly find some shelter, before any of us get struck by the lightning.
I have an idea.
Oh,
Oh,
We could use the cave, and the tent's already here.
we could. Is the cave like deep enough for all of us to fit?
Yeah, it is deep enough for all of you to fit.
yes.
Yeah, we could. Or we just wait for the storm to pass. And I guess I should stop flying. for now.
Perhaps it would be best. All for staying in the cave, say aye?
Aye.
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 Aye. As soon as like everybody agrees, Sin just like bolts into the cave.
Nope,
Yeah.
don't trip, be careful.
Bro skedaddled.
All right. Well, this will work in my favor. This will work in my favor. Okay. So all of you decide to bed down in the cave. You can get the fire going. And meanwhile, Liz, your character, Noivus. It's been some time. About a week since you came into this realm, the material plane. You've heard about it before. You were able to see the sun for the first time, experience the moon, the lack of shadows, even though shadows are present. You've seen people different from what you've seen before, beyond your comprehension, and animals that are untouched by everything you know. The trees are brown with green leaves, and the ground below is more than just the gray you're used to. But the sky turns gray. It opens into rainfall. Rain's rare where you're from. Oftentimes, the fog is what keeps everything alive. Liz?
I'm here.
Okay, making sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it's coming down hard. There's lightning, there's thunder. You can tell it's going to be severe weather. You need to find shelter. You've been traveling through the woods for a few days now since you came out of where you were from. You're walking along the waterside. You've been following the water as it goes downstream for a few days now.
He's so confused by everything. Overwhelmed, if anything. And now he's curious on where to go.
Does he want to seek getting out of the rain?
He chooses to think about that, where to find shelter, so yes.
Okay. Then, following the water, it doesn't take long with how long he's been traveling. The forest starts to thin a bit, and you see ahead of you a clearing, some tents, there's bodies on the ground, goblins. Looks like there was a battle. From the looks of it, a pretty recent one at that. Roll a perception.
Remember, I'm baby.
I know.
They have to guide
I was
me.
about to explain to you.
Yeah,
Get your d20.
Okay.
Roll it and add your perception modifier,
Natural 1.
which for you will be a +3.
9.
9.
Mm-hmm.
Then you see the cave, you see the tents. From the looks of it, looks like there's no one around. Perhaps whoever was here is already gone. So he could select to go into the caves. The wind is getting rather, the tents, but the wind is getting rather harsh. The way those tents are shaking, it looks like they could fall. But there is a cave.
Considering in that moment that he's remembering his youth and some of his own ventures, he's going to take the cave as an option to go to for shelter.
Okay. Then, I want everyone in the cave to roll... Everyone give me your passive perceptions real quick.
Oh, Sin has a good.
16.
Alright.
Passive perception, just 15.
15? Okay.
That is 13.
Alright. Anyone have a passive of 16 or over?
I do.
Okay, so Sorona and who else?
Esper.
Okay. So everyone else, you've gotten the fire going, you're warming up. You got soaked very quickly from the rain. But you're warming up, perhaps heating up some rations by now. Sorona, Jasper, you are the ones that hear this. Footsteps are approaching the cave. The thunder is booming, the rain is heavy, the wind is roaring, but you are hearing someone approach the cave.
Jasper be like sitting by the fire talking before this.
You could have been, yes.
But Jasper is gonna be sitting by the fire just talking. And that's why I molt my feathers. Oh, and he hears something from the cave and he's gonna stand up immediately to see.
Wait, so you're telling me you molt your feathers every year because what's wrong?
Shh, 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 shh.
Someone coming.
Uh,
I don't
then
know if Jasper is a little tall, so I don't know if she's gonna see him stand up or but she can't.
Sin's gonna to get up and make it. Can he make an active perception check to see what they're seeing?
Sure, you can make an active perception.
Wait, that's the 17 plus 2, so 19. I can math.
Now, stepping a little forward, you can see through the rain a looks like an elf, a male elf, who is already soaked. Looks like, from all intentions, he is planning to enter the cave. He is yet to see all of you.
With that, Sindamak is going to use his telepathy and speak to the
You got it, easy.
and speak to the elf's mind and say, and he says, get out of the rain. This cloud stuff is dangerous.
You hear
That's
that
pretty
in your
bad.
head. Like this.
I hear that in my head, so let's see. Nuevus hears that in his head, and he's quite baffled and pauses in his steps for a second. He's wondering how and the whys, and he's questioning if this is of any benefit to step in further at this point. And he could choose to answer, but he wonders if that'll make him look quite clownish. So he chooses to stay mute.
Jasper, Serona, Sin, you see him stop. And, look unsure suddenly.
Sin is going to again say to his mind, like, I'm in the cave behind the big tents.
That is relayed to you. Noivus, this mysterious voice that you have no idea where it's coming from is telling you that it's in the cave. Not suspicious at all.
Hang on, let me.
Noivus.
Dangerous. Can Jasper like start walking towards them?
Sure. While you're doing that, Noivus, what are you doing?
He's just standing there for a second, but he is reaching for his rapier.
Alright.
He's never heard someone in his head before.
So, Jasper, as you're stepping forward, the three of you can see, with uncertainty, he starts to pull his weapon. He seems to be very spooked by something. The only one, who, like, you guys don't know that Sin's talking to him in his head. You have no idea what's going on, but this guy suddenly looks scared of something.
Excuse
Can
me.
you see me?
Do you step into the open?
I do. Just
Yeah, I do.
excuse me.
Alright, while you're dropping your rapier, you suddenly see before you a woman, and a woman, and something you haven't seen before, Noivus, a bipedal, what looks like an owl of sorts. You've never seen something or someone like this before.
This poor man is now completely baffled and completely settled on the aspect of Either I kill everyone and keep this shelter, or I hear them out.
Please, come out of the
Hello.
rain. Don't want you to catch any cold.
Yes, please. Don't stab us. I can see you reaching for your weapon there.
The giant owl can talk.
He has seen quite a few things, different things in his travels. But someone talking to your head and then an owl that speaks makes him so frazzled. And while he still has his hand on the weapon, the only thing he can think of saying in that moment is, "Are you God?"
God.
Am I God? Is she? No. Are you alright? Jasper's like got his hands up. He's like, "Are you alright?"
He looks at them with his bright eyes and he's just much more baffled. He's like, if you aren't God, or gods for that matter, who is speaking in my head?
Then Jasper, you're going to immediately hear in your head Sin's voice, like, "Hey, what's the hold up?"
Oh my god, it's
Was it Sin?
Sin speaking to him in his head. He could speak.
I'm actually gonna do a little produce flame just to have like this little ball of warmth as walking out. Just our friend here has the ability to speak to minds. Apologies if he spoke to you. I am sure that's not his intention. I would hope. Glares over at Sin.
Sin is just looking confused, like, why are y'all just standing there? The sky is dangerous.
Oh dear.
Please, come on in for shelter.
Yes. Are you by any chance hurt or anything? You know, just to make sure you're alright.
Well, we did go into a bit of a confrontation, but as far as I'm aware, all of us are quite alright.
Noivis, you were just soaking wet. You were not hurt. You're a little cold.
We've got a fire if you're chilly.
The elf thinks about this for a moment, weighing his option. Well, if he hasn't seen God, he hopes to at some point. He has accounts to handle with them.
Sweats.
So, he sheaves his rapier, and he decides to follow them.
Alright, then letting them lead him into the cave, he would see others. He would see a weird, like, snub-nosed green humanoid, maybe some type of goblin.
I'm yellow!
You look pretty green in your fucking picture, just saying. Anyway, yellow then. You've never seen a yellow goblin before, but maybe they exist. As well as another woman, two other women. One having red hair and the other seems mostly covered.
Except for the big golden tail sticking out.
Yeah, the tail thing's new. You've never seen a humanoid with a tail like that aside from the occasional dragonborn, but that is clearly not a dragonborn.
Hello there.
Well, what's the hold up? Something wrong?
Yes, Sin, I don't think the best introduction is to talk to people in their head.
Oh,
You know,
Ah.
it spooks him.
The man was ready to attack it. Was ready to attack you.
oh. I mean, not the first time someone's been ready to attack me on sight.
Not the point.
My apologies. I meant well. I only did that because that stuff, points out the rain, is kind of making it hard to hear.
No.
Noibus is just looking at everyone very, very flustered and confused, and then just looks over to the lovely friend who amicably voiced their voice in his head, and in a gruff manner says, "I would suggest next time to not be a next time on doing that."
Oh, Sin is muted.
And he's gone.
Rip.
No.
Damn.
We knew ye well. Yellow
I didn't
green
do it.
get Yankee. We
He
knew
will
ye
be
well.
missed.
With your terrible
Sorry.
flirting. Oh, there you are.
Jasper's gonna like pat himself off, and he's gonna look at this elf person. He's gonna go, "Oh, where am I, man? My name's Jasper. Jasper Arjun Mathers." He's gonna put out a hand for him to shake, a gloved hand.
He's quite bold to give his full name to you, Noivus.
He just does it because he's polite.
That's a
He just
very
did it.
brave man.
He looks. He looks at this man. Quite bold, isn't he? Is his thought. He couldn't help but have this smile that kind of quirked almost as if a smirk. And he decided to take his hand in a shake as he mimicked things that he's seen.
You've seen people do handshakes before, yeah. It's a greeting.
Gonna shake his hand very aggressively. He's gonna smile at. And who might you be?
He blinks at him, taking the strong grip, even though it was an aggressive shake there. Not used to that. He says, "You can call me Novis."
It's good to meet you. I'm
Yes.
Koronakaya.
Serona Adoel.
Lena Silvercletch.
And you already met Sin, so I don't think he needs introductions.
He looks at everyone, just a nod over at each one as the rest of them, giving a curt nod at that and going, "Yes, I suppose that was quite the introduction." You're all very bold for giving me your name.
Bold.
Bold? Oh, bold. I think it's just a polite thing to do.
Not to mention you were the first to give. You gave your name before most of us. Therefore, by your logic, the bold one here is you.
Another curious tilt of his head. A shrug. He's like, "I suppose it's customs."
I'm back. Crisis averted.
Well,
Hello.
welcome back. We were worried we were gonna lose you
Welcome
for a
back.
second there.
What did I miss?
Names are being introduced.
Cindermac would introduce himself. Would say, again, sorry about scaring you earlier. I merely wanted to speak with you over the loud rain, but I am Cindermac. I am from the astral plane, and I mean you no harm. As he extends his hand out for handshake.
The goblin extends his hand to you.
The elf just stares. And in his hubris, he holds out his hand, but just daintily takes the other's hand with a shake. As in, he only uses his thumb and index finger to give a shake.
He does the handshake, but then leans back towards the rest of the party. Have I been doing handshakes wrong this whole time?
No. Jasper's like shaking his head.
Okay, then what are they doing that's different?
I don't know.
Okay, got it. This is strange for you guys too. Got it. All right, it's good to make your acquaintance.
So, where are you from, Novus?
A land that's very far from here.
Same.
How
Oh, I am
far?
too.
Wait. We happened to encounter some rifts that landed us here in this area. Did you encounter any?
What exactly is a rift?
Well, sometimes they manifest as cracks in the sky, usually transferring people, creatures, or objects. That's what happened to us.
Think of them as like temporary portals.
Strange.
You would recall the way you got here to these lands was stepping through an opening that revealed a different area to you. Who knows if it was a rift or not, but you went through it and you arrived somewhere else.
He thinks about it for a moment. He's like, well, I was taking a path through a cave, ironically. But it was just an ordinary waterfall. So I thought. So it may have been, for all I know. Strange words and things, as I've noticed.
How did you end up here exactly? Just stumbled upon us by accident.
To be very fair, I just took wherever the streams took me or whatever trails there were. No sense of direction in particular.
And then the storm came. Right?
Yeah, but I guess this is what you call a storm. It's not common to happen where I'm from. But yes.
You like sin then? You come from a different plane?
I followed most of your words until towards that one particular word. I'm going to say yes for the sake of saving some time.
Ooh, what's your plane like?
Gray.
Gray.
Um,
Hmm.
is he from where you're from, Sint?
No. My plane is a vast sea of stars with the occasional asteroid and Githyanki crash and Nodaloid.
Thank
We
you,
don't.
right, Crush and Nautiloid, Noivus? Makes no sense to you whatsoever. What the fuck is that?
The elf just sighed in exhaustion, and he figured this would be a long night at this rate. So he decides to sit, and he just shakes his head, and he's like, I follow none of what you just said. But I'm just going to nod and agree that I understand it.
It's all right. Not many people do. Could you maybe is your plane like a cave or something? Because the stone in the Underdark is kind of gray.
I guess you could say it's a cave.
Aha! Then you are from the Underdark. Let me guess. You come across a bunch of purple humanoid figures. Well, purple, gray, blackish, with silver hair.
I'm not certain about the silver hair, considering mine is quite stares at his own hair. Dark.
Do you know of a people with a strange obsession with spiders?
Not really.
Yeah, from what you
Now he's just more confused.
yeah,
Oh,
from
then
where you
you're-
recall, there's no one where you're from that is obsessed with spiders to any degree.
Oh, then you're not from the Underdark.
He just shrugs. He's like, I don't think we have a particular name.
Hmm. Well, it'll be nice. We can talk about it more. He then kind of like sits down by the fire. Takes a little bit of the food and pulls out a very what was it? The freaking things you hold the drinks in, the flask. Takes a swig and offers it around.
Yeah, you can pass the flask around. I can't remember what's in the flask.
Water, the best drink ever. This water, however, did not come from the angry sky.
Stares at the flask. He's like, what's the difference between what's in here and the angry sky?
I'm not sure if you know this, but that angry guy can send down bolts of energy just because it feels like it.
You've seen lightning before, although it's right where you're from. The few storms that pass through, it usually lights up the entire land in a light that it is not accustomed to every time it crashes down.
He hums in thought. Sniffs whatever's inside the flask to make sure it's not something abnormal.
It's water.
Water.
Poison.
And he just takes a drink and then passes it on.
Jasper's gonna waterfall it. and pass it on. So, Oavis, how long exactly have you been here? Out of your like home, you could say.
Thinking about it, you would have been here for about 2 weeks now.
Is he aware of the sense of time?
There isn't a really sense of time. You're more accustomed to going off seasons.
Okay.
It's been a while, but not too long. Describe it how you wish.
Novus thinks about the question. And he goes, well, I just know each day that I walk, I make a mark somewhere on my arm, even though it probably washes off every now and then, but probably by offhand, what do you people call it? Days, weeks? If it's weeks too?
Sorry, what did you say?
In short, he says, I'm not sure what you people call it, but from what I can tell, and I've learned, probably about 2 weeks of just pure walking.
So you've been walking for 2 weeks, and have you've been foraging for food and all that?
What I could, yes.
Are you hungry? I could give you some of mine. And Jasper's gonna like dig into his pack and bring out a little ration. It's probably some corn. You know,
So he
if you're
take-
hungry,
Go ahead.
you know, if you're hungry, you could always just ask me. You know what corn is, right? Not corn, but corn.
That is not a common source of food where you're from. Corn is not a thing. You know grains like wheat. You don't know corn.
Takes the ration of what he gives and he analyzes it.
It's
He's
very
like,
golden.
he's like, I've never seen something this rich in color. What do you call this?
You've never seen corn before. You know, little yellow pieces of vegetable.
Not really, no. We have wheat.
I mean, I might have a piece of bread if you'd rather that, but the corn is good if you want to try it.
How do you eat it?
Oh, right. Jasper's gonna hand him over a little tiny little utensil. The corn is cooked. It's just pre-cooked corn that's gotten like room temperature.
Is this corn on the cob or not?
I'd say it's like corn in a little jar.
Hmm.
You just eat it like you would some soup or grains in a bowl.
Grains in a bowl is something you can follow easily.
Yeah. So he eats it according to how he remembers, with grains in a bowl.
That's sweet.
Now he raises an eyebrow at the taste, but his face looks like he's very perplexed and might not like it. He keeps chewing through it, and then he raises an eyebrow again. How is sugar in this?
I'm sure someone smarter than me would know, but it just comes naturally from the plant, I believe.
I may need to collect more of these.
Oh, you like it, then? You like the corn?
For now, we are not enemies. I suppose, yes.
Oh, that's
You
really
won
good.
him over with corn.
That's good. You know, I don't think getting stabbed is a good way to beat someone, but yeah, I guess corn is.
Well, is there anything anyone else wants to say or do? Ask?
And Jasper like slowly scoot closer to Noivus.
Sure. Maybe. Noivus, can you scoot closer?
So he's enjoying his sweet corn, and he notices Jasper moving closer. And he just gives him a side glance.
Hmm.
And he's wondering how to come across. So what he does is decide to voice his concern on this, and he's like, is this normal for your people to do?
It is what normal.
The getting closer.
Well, I wouldn't say that my people are it's normal for my people, but you know, I'd like to get, I guess you could say in a way, get close to people, try to make conversation, talk. And, well, I've never seen. I mean, we've just met, so you know, want to get a good look at you.
I mean, getting a better look at him, he looks like an elf, though it does look like he has some kind of either cracks or scales along his face, under his eyes. Perhaps the scar, perhaps... Who knows? It could be a design.
Just
Now, how much water is up there in the sky? And what the heck is holding it? Last time I checked, water did not float.
clouds do hold water.
How much, though?
A lot.
A lot.
Hundreds
And
upon
eventually it
thousands
gets-
of gallons.
Eventually, when it gets too heavy, it comes down like rain.
Or,
So tell,
or like snow.
so tell me this is gonna be like this for a while?
Possibly.
Give it a days, and yeah. I mean, hopefully it just goes by us in an hour or two.
You know,
Very quickly.
Mac, if the sun does come back in a while, you might get a chance to see one of nature's more beautiful things.
And what is that?
A rainbow.
You're telling me this water that comes from the sky can form into a weapon?
No.
What?
No,
not
it's,
a bow.
it's,
Not a bow.
it's not a
yeah.
weapon. It's not a weapon at all.
Noivus, you also have no idea what a rainbow is.
Let's see, how would we best explain it? All the colors in the world as just a big archway across the sky. Because the light shines against the water droplets in the sky. Can I roll a persuasion? To see if that convinces him, maybe get him to calm down a little bit. DM.
Sorry, what did you ask?
Can I roll a persuasion to see if I can that me saying that will get Sid to calm down?
Sure. Sin, roll a insight.
And
21.
Her words make sense.
I've seen weirder things. Now, how did the water get up there? That's what I'm worried about. Does the rain go upwards at times?
Well, the cycle is that the sun evaporates water from Earth, and it becomes, well, molecules like air.
And it
And
rises
it goes up in the clouds.
Right. What's a molecule?
Something that we can
Oh goodness.
So, something invisible.
Magic. It must be magic.
Yes.
If it's invisible, it's clearly magic.
Well, if I can't see it and it's invisible, can I be scared of a molecule coming from behind me and stabbing me?
No.
No, that's not how they work, but don't worry about it.
You guys
Alright.
are making me feel like I'm back in biology class, for fuck's sakes.
Well, we're trying to explain something. We're using our own Earth knowledge in this fantasy game. Of course, we're going to try to.
Well, you know, it's an act of the gods. Whatever, alright.
Meanwhile, Noivus is trying to process all of this. Just looks at Sin. And for the initial greeting, to get back at that, he goes, "They're lying to you. In all honesty, you should worry if a molecule can get to you."
Roll a deception.
Shit.
Unless you're gonna believe it just outright, Sin.
Probably. He's gonna be like, shit, of course. Someone's gonna come up behind me.
Alright.
Lena just kind of shakes her head a little bit like, I think we best we try to explain it possibly more in the morning. Well, when morning does come, and hopefully the rain will stop.
Hopefully.
As she says this, she goes and she takes her cloak and she's able to kind of fold it up nicely into a makeshift pillow for herself as she lays down by one of the cave walls, but not too far away from the fire as well.
Is she like going to bed?
Yeah, she's going to bed, like I am in real life.
Okay.
So it's perfect
Good night,
timing.
Good night, Lena. Have a
You
good
have a
sleep.
wonderful night, and I promise you, molecules aren't going to stab you.
Sounds like something a molecule would say.
Well then, if I'm a molecule,
Are you
then
a
why haven't-
molecule?
If I was, why haven't I stabbed him?
He's just gonna sit with his back to a wall, close his eyes, and go to sleep.
I'm not going to stab you, alright? I don't believe in that. None of us.
I believe you. I'm just scared for one of these invisible creatures called the molecules to come around.
But you have molecules inside of you.
Oh shit, they're already inside me!
They're in your skin.
They're in your blood.
I'm okay.
Oh god! Oh, they're gonna kill me!
Anyway,
This
good
is
night,
terrible!
Anyway, good night, y'all. Have fun. Don't die.
Good night.
Bye.
Alright, with Sin panicking, everyone can settle down for a long rest. Who knows about Sin, but everyone else can.
Yeah. Bro, sleeping with one eye open.
Alright. And since we have 2 people drop because Anne's not feeling well and Lyra had to go to sleep, we can either take a break or we could end session here. It is up to y'all.
I'm good with an session.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like since we're down 2 people, that is...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I say, as short as it is, that was a pretty good session. We got
Yeah.
Davis introduced, and that was something.
We got molecules.
We got molecules for some, and apparently they're a parasite, I guess.
Yes.
In the mind of Cindermag, that is.
Uh,
Yeah.
well,
Good
alright.
session.
With that, we're gonna go ahead and end session then. Thank you guys for tuning in, be it here on Twitch or on YouTube, and we will talk to you nerds